I'm the big LG Doc Gallows, and you're watching the Wrestling Junkies. Boom.
That was a 9.99910 count there. That is impressive as fuck.
I made it. It's the podcast dad. Not gonna miss this shit for the world, but he's here. He is here. Hello, how are you doing?
Look at that. I'm great, man. I'm fantastic. It's almost the weekend. Feeling good. Fernando's already active in the chats here. Good to see you tonight, my friend. And yeah, we're gonna have a lot to talk about with Ilja and New Japan, and yeah, we're gonna get there. We've got a little bit more. We've got an incredible guest here tonight first, but believe me, there is a lot to talk about because that I think that wins the news day. I don't think that anybody saw this kind of dropping, but it seems like this is another one of those. The snowball is still rolling downhill here, so we'll have a lot to talk about, and we do have an incredible guest and podcast that I know you're excited to get started. So let me get through the plugs real quick. Thank you guys for joining us. As always, find us on X, TikTok, and Buzzer at Junkies Pod. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram over at Wrestling Junkies Pod. But most importantly, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are having so much fun over here. There's plenty of room at that table. Pull up a seat, come hang out. We're having a great time.
Yeah, table's back there. Pull up a seat. There's a dust. Look, he even swept up for you guys back there. There's a broom and a dustpan back there for you guys. He's sweeping up.
Yeah, we knocked over a plant earlier. Yeah,
making it presentable for you guys to pull up that seat and come hang out, even though he's wearing that stupid ass Bengal shirt.
Well, Sexy Dexy looking good in practice today. Okay, I'm just,
against who?
They had the joint practice with the Bears.
Okay, so he wasn't going against your offensive line again.
He was not. No.
Good.
No.
Yeah, the Eagles had one with the Patriots, and AJ Brown dropped a couple passes.
See that Saints and Cowboys find $500,000 each for the old Suplex City.
Suplex City.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, we spend too much time together.
We do. Follow our friends at Turnbuckle as well as Body Slam. We'll be back there Wednesday nights, and follow the Scrap at the Scrap News podcast. That I'm excited. We have to introduce our guest because he came tonight with a pretty strong recommendation. And if you've watched the show for any amount of time, yeah, that's true. That's very, very true. And if you watch our show for any amount of time, you know our good friend Tiffany, aka Queen of the Indies. And when Tiffany tells us that there's somebody who needs to pull up a seat to the table, we tend to listen. So tonight we are excited to meet the Diamond Dragon, Angelo Carter. Angelo has been making his way through the Northeast independent wrestling scene, competing for places like Blitzkrieg Pro, Creative Pro, BST, and ETU, while representing Diaspora and building a name for himself as both a singles competitor and a champion. And from what we've gathered, there may also be a very serious Bravo television conversation waiting for us to have along the way. So, Angelo, please welcome the Diamond Demon, Angelo Carter. Angelo, welcome to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. How are you tonight?
The Diamond Demon. I might have to use that one. I might have to use that one.
That's
still that. I'll have my people call your people.
My apologies. Yeah, I don't know why I had Demon on the brain.
That was great. I don't even mind.
It's been a long day.
That was great.
Flustered.
I'm gonna use that. That is going to be like that's next. That's the next evolution.
I love it. Well, again, you came highly recommended, so let's dive right on in. Here at the Wrestling Junkies podcast, when we look at pro wrestling, we look at superheroes, supervillains. They clash. That's what it is at its core. So the one thing they have in common are origin stories. And if you could, just tell us about some of your earliest memories of pro wrestling.
Some of my earliest pro wrestling memories. When I was younger, I was like a theater kid. I was never really into wrestling. I always tell people I always thought wrestling was boy stuff. Mad funny, right? So I, would be at my after school, summer camp, whatever. They would all be talking about wrestling. And I knew who all like the people, I knew who John Cena was. You could not escape John Cena in 2005, 2006, 2007. Like you could not escape him. Batista was another one. Like, you're talking to a 10-year-old boy. Hey, what do you like to watch? Oh, I like Spider-Man and John Cena. Like, these are, and Batista and Triple H. And these are people you couldn't escape. And I think as time kind of went on, I would watch it like here and there. And then I really got into it. I want to say like summer 2008. And then my dad had actually bought me SmackDown vs. Raw. I think this is 2009 SmackDown vs. Raw because that DX on the cover.
Oh, yeah.
And at that point, it was, yeah,
Done.
I was in it.
I love
I was
that.
in it. That was it.
So let's get into, you love wrestling now. When did it evolve to get into, hey, I want to go do this, and this is something that I can see myself going to do?
I'll tell you the exact moment and match, and I actually have this match tattooed on me. It was, oh, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl.
She here. She
The
wasn't gonna miss
match,
this.
it was Sasha Banks versus Bailey in 2015, NXT Takeover Brooklyn. I was not there, but I did watch it maybe a couple of months later. And I watched that match and I was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh wait, I could kind of do
Mhm.
this. And then I watched WrestleMania the following year with the
Yeah.
Becky, Sasha, and Charlotte. And the exact moment it happened, I remember watching the WWE 24 and for the WrestleMania the prior year and going, huh, I feel like I could do this. And I feel like that's kind of like we were off to the races
Yeah.
after that. Like at that point, it was like I'm looking at wrestling schools. And this is like 10 years ago. Like I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out what's going on and where can I go and things like that. So yeah, pretty much my like when it comes to that. And then
Yeah.
I started at House of Glory. Like I trained there for like a couple of months,
Yeah.
and I like stopped doing it. And then I came back in 2020 is when I started at T2T Wrestling. And honestly, from there, 2020 was the moment where I was like, okay, like
Just
I'm
yeah.
actually doing this now. Like I'm actually a professional wrestler.
What's the origin story behind Diamond Dragon?
Okay, this is a very specific story.
Let's
If
hear it. Love
you
it.
have known me at any point of time, if you look on my timeline at any period, you're going to see two things. That is Real Housewives and Beyonce. One of my favorite
Love it.
Beyonce albums is Lemonade, and favorite song off that album is Don't Hurt Yourself. There's a line where she says, I am the dragon breathing fire. And before I was the money dragon, which is now the diamond dragon, I was just like the icon or whatever. But it
Yeah.
didn't have any depth, it didn't have any meaning. But when I listen to that lyric, there's a level of rage in that song and anger and, in that lyric specifically. And in
Mhm.
the music video, there's a like, and I just connected with that
Yeah.
specifically that line, that moment, that, the dragon. Ooh, the dragon. And I love Real Housewives. I love the opulence of Real Housewives. I love, I could go into a character study about why the Real Housewives has inspired so much of my
Yeah.
character. But hello, there we
Yeah.
go. Beyonce inspiration.
That's my wonderful brother. He is also a member of the Beehive. Yes.
See, there we go. And so I just taking those two things and like mixing them together and creating the money dragon, and where the dragon would be the rage and the anger and the whatever else that you need, the intensity that you need to be in this industry. And whereas in the money and now diamond comes from just being hardened and going through this industry that is not easy, by the way.
Yeah.
And but also being able to show off the shininess and being able to having the spotlight on me and then have it reflect off of me onto other people. That's the one thing I love about Diamond Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to kind of touch on a point that you made there. You said this business is not easy. Have there been any moments where you've like, this is not going to be it? And then what were you able to do to help get you through those moments?
Have there been any moments? For a while, I was thinking about it probably every day. Like, there is so much pressure to, and, I don't want to make this any deeper than it needs to be, but, being in specific demographics in this industry is very hard, and sometimes it does cause you to feel overlooked. It does cause you to feel like, well, maybe if I'm doing the same thing that everybody else is doing, but maybe they're not, maybe I'm not doing it right. Or, and for a while, like there were times where I was just like, I don't know, why am I still doing this? Like I'm still doing this. Love can't just be like, love isn't enough. Like, I gotta do it from more than just the love of the game. But I have some incredible people around me that have always been super encouraging and have always been, you know, just to shout out A Game and Quasi, my tag team partners.
Yeah.
They have always been people who have shown me, like, dude, like, this is not, like, what are you talking about? You know, I've had people, there was one time that pulled me out of it. 3 separate people that do not know each other, have no correlation with each other, have all said, you were born for this. And it happened in like, maybe within like a week. 3 separate people. I was like, all right, well, you know, if I'm going by the Acts 3 before me that my teachers used to do in school, then clearly the 3 are correct. So I got to listen to the 3.
I love that.
So,
Tiffany says that we should ask you, how many times have you seen Beyonce live?
3. And I know that's not like an incredible number.
No.
I was supposed to go to the Formation Tour. That ended up, like, the date got switched up. I was supposed to go to On the Run too. There were so many things. And, you know, and then back in the day, I didn't really have money, you know?
Yeah.
So the first time I saw her live was actually at a Tidal concert in 2015. And then I went to, the first time I saw her at one of her concerts was Renaissance Tour, August 1st, 2023, Gillette Stadium. I hate Gillette Stadium with a passion. However, I think I could not speak for the first 25 minutes of that show because it was just one of those things. Buy my merch. I can see Beyonce again. I have to save up for the Act 3 tour.
Yeah.
But I couldn't speak for 25 minutes because I was just like, oh my gosh, like I'm actually in the same like arena or stadium rather as Beyonce. Like she is like 50 yards away from me. I was in the 100 section, like all the way in the back. But like still, she's yards away from me and I could like reach out and be like, I'm literally looking at Beyonce right now. Like this is crazy. So you brave Gillette child.
The thing is, I have to say this. I think podcast dad would agree. You remind me so much of my brother. Like it's very uncanny. There is a lot. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, this is phenomenal.
Yeah, I just need to start being a shithead to Mr. Cincinnati, and it'd be night and day. It'd be a mirror image. It'd be great. Oh man.
So let's talk about the last few months. Blitzkrieg Pro, Creative Pro, Blood Sweat Tears, ETU, so many. What do you think has changed about Angelo Carter just over the last year? How do you think that you've evolved?
Last year I said that I wanted to go into the hello. There we go. Clock it. I had to. Last year I was like, something's got to change. Like I really want to evolve. I really want to come across different. I was shedding a lot of old things, I had a former tag team partner at Blitzkrieg, and he turned on me, things were changing basically. And it was pretty much get with the motherfucking program or get lost. And it was like, all right, well, I got to change some things too. And I equate this time of my life to being in my B-Day era. Your brother will definitely understand this reference.
I got it. Yeah.
I am in my like Beyonce experience era, which is like one of her first solo arena tours. But it really is the foundation of everything that she does now and how she's able to do a lot of the things that she's doing now, just even beyond stuff before, like with Destiny's Child and whatnot. And I feel like I'm in my era where I just want to have fun, but I also really want to, without having to compromise myself, show everybody, I can do quite literally all the things that everybody else can. Yeah. There are no boundaries, there are no boxes and no doors, and and I'm not the only person here. And it's really cool to see more people, more of the gays child coming up and really like getting their shine and in places where maybe this wasn't happening a couple of months ago. Maybe this wasn't happening a couple of years ago. So that's the era I'm in. I'm just like, I want to continue to bust down doors and be a showman and show the girls that I am also like this is also my wheelhouse, honey. Like I can do this just as well as you guys can.
One of the things that you've been pretty involved heavily with over the last couple, weeks and months is the Jensen Championship at Blitzkrieg Pro. What does it mean for you getting into that title picture and then getting that opportunity? And what do you want to prove with that?
Well, my Jensen championship is like 5 feet away from me, and I'm not going to reach over and grab it.
That's
Oh,
okay.
you want me to
Go
go
get
get it? Okay,
Yeah.
hold on.
Go get it.
You're
You have
welcome
to,
to.
if you're on the show and you have a championship, you have to get it.
All right.
That's
enjoy
that's
the
the number
flag
one
for
rule.
20 seconds.
Love it.
Of course.
While he's
Subscribe to the
doing
show, by
that,
the
thank
way.
you
Look at
guys for
that.
joining us. Yeah, as always, find us X,
Oh,
TikTok,
there
Guys Are
it is.
Junkies Pod. Let's see. That's a good looking belt there.
Yes, we always got to show it off.
Yeah.
Shout out to Blitzkrieg. They are like my home. They've been my home for like 4 years. It was really cool, honestly, to be a part of. I was a part of the inaugural match to crown the first ever Jensen champion. Tim Jensen, who is the inspiration, who's the namesake of this belt, who unfortunately passed last year. He was such a huge fan of mine, and he was so supportive of me. And I am always so grateful to be able to represent him in, this fashion with this championship. And I'm grateful. Like, it was really cool to win the championship in the building that I made my in-ring debut in, at the luau or whatnot. And, even though, things happened and changed, that day, like, I think it was meant to be the way that it was. And I'm so grateful. And, I'm ready for whoever. I know y'all probably saw TJ Crawford decided that he wanted to come out after my match and call his shot.
Yeah.
Honey,
Yeah.
we are open for business. So if you want this work, it's time to clock in. Go get your punch card. I'm going to make you work for your check. Okay?
I like it. He's one of the best out there right now. Yeah.
He is. He is. He's one of the best out there. He's somebody that I have actively looked up to in this industry. He's such a, great wrestler. But is he the Diamond Dragon?
I don't think so.
Exactly.
I don't think so. Mr. Cincinnati,
Is he the Diamond Demon?
Ooh.
He's not even that.
Ooh.
That's fair.
I'm telling you, we're going to see a darker side of Angelo Carter.
I like this. I do have to go to the comments because Tiffany said definitely talk about your match with Bronson. I'm assuming she means Bear Bronson because Bronson made a beautiful speech about you.
Bear is the best. He's somebody like that has always been incredibly supportive. I have a very funny story. He doesn't even know that. He doesn't even know the story. So I had went and I think I did a tryout at an open. This is maybe 3 or 4 years ago now. And it was myself and A-Game. And he walks up to us and he gives us the greatest advice ever. And, he was just super nice and super sweet. And like, I had literally just watched him have a match. I did not put 2 and 2 together that it was Bear Bronson. Like, I guess I didn't really realize, like, when you're just such like in a fight and you're just moving throughout the day, like you don't realize who you're speaking to. I watched him wrestle. He walks up to us. I thought it was somebody completely different. And he has a hat on, blah, blah, blah. He's talking. This is back when he had the long hair.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Joe leave down the block. So I turn to Joe and I'm like, Joe, who was that? He was like, Angelo, that was Bear Bronson. I was like, I felt so bad because like when I guess sometimes I'm from New York. I have wrestling bitch face. You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes I guess my facial expressions may read as like, who are you? Like, and it didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like I accepted his advice and we were talking and we were chatting and it was like great. But I really was genuinely like, who the is talking to me right now? Like I could not figure it out. So when we walked out and Joe's like, Angelo, that was Bear Bronson. I was like, like I instantly felt bad. He doesn't even know that he probably doesn't even remember what he said to me. But like it was just very like nice to have a television talent be so giving with advice. Because you may not always see that.
Sure.
Sometimes people are just wrapped up in their own things, which is okay, and they don't always have time to give, be so giving because they have to, they're already giving enough of themselves on television or whatever the case may be. And so for somebody like Bear to just be so giving and so nice and so gracious. And for me to be able to have the match that I had with him last year, it was super cool.
Yeah.
And I want to wrestle him again and again and again and again and again and again.
Well,
That's awesome.
let's talk about Tiffany real quick. How do you two know each other? Was it just at a show that she popped up, or how is this connection?
You know what? Tiffany might have to tell this story because I do not remember when I met Tiffany. I'm being so serious, Tiffany. I love you so much. I do not remember when I met Tiffany. I remember we did our first interview, though. It was like December 2022. And I remember I was like, oh my God, I would love to be on Big Gay Brunch. It was very much a throwaway line. And
Interspecies.
Yes, it was interspecies. There we go. See? It was interspecies 2022. It was November. I remember because it was the first Black Friday I didn't have to work because I was working retail before this.
Look at Tiffany.
It was the first Black Friday I didn't have to work.
Yeah, with the facts.
And I wrestled Logan. I remember all of this now. And I remember we talked and she was like, I'm going to get you on the pod. And I was on the pod maybe a couple weeks later. And I had mentioned just like innocuously, I want to be on Big Gay Brunch. And then 6 months later, I was on Big Gay Brunch in Chicago for All In Weekend, or 6 to 7 months later. So Tiffany's podcast has always kind of been a space of manifestation almost. Because then I'll say, oh yeah, I'm going to do, or I would love to do this. And then it happens because it happened again. I was like, oh my God, I was on Big Gay Brunch this year. WrestleMania weekend would be super cool. And then I end up on Big Gay Brunch WrestleMania weekend after I was on her show the second time. So it's very much been like a great manifestation space. That's my girl.
Yeah.
That's my girl. So now, I haven't seen her at BST. I didn't see her at BST.
Wow.
We missed you there on, I could have used you. I could have used your, help.
The thing is, this actually dovetails perfectly into my next question because what's more dramatic, a professional wrestling locker room or a Bravo reunion?
You gonna get me in trouble. You know what? I feel like a professional wrestling locker room could very much be a Bravo reunion. Like at any given moment, like I'm gonna break this down for you as quickly as I can, right?
Okay, yeah.
The women will come in on a Housewives show, and they've already lived it twice because they're watching it air, but they already lived it while they were filming. So now they're hearing confessionals and blah, 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 blah. So maybe you think that you're over it with this person until you see their confessional. Y'all got over it episode 8, but episode 13, she called her this, that, and the fourth. And now we're back at it again on social media. We go into the reunion and now it's like beef. I think Bravo reunions, but the thing with Bravo reunions is we're getting to resolution 90% of the time. We are trying to work to a resolve so that we can move forward. Wrestling locker rooms, you could walk into a wrestling locker room. This person don't like this person, has talked about that person, don't like that person, and nobody's talking to each other. There's no resolution.
Without naming names, what Bravo personalities do you think that you've encountered in a locker room?
Bravo personalities. Oh my gosh. Well, I've definitely encountered very much of I feel like everybody wants to be an Nene Leakes. Everybody wants to be like the ultimate, center, the person who moves conflict, but is also the person who everybody, like in charge of the girls, the head bitch in charge.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be that. Everybody can't do that because everybody thinks they're bigger than the program. We're coming back around, bigger than the program. Everybody thinks they're bigger than the program. They can't do that. I've encountered a lot of wannabes, but never like, I've definitely, there have been some of the like more quieter ones and some of the people who like to stir the pot and like the bone carriers, the people who like to carry the stories to this person and that person. I like to collect bones. I don't like to carry them to people. But maybe I know something, but I'm not going to run and tell a whole bunch of people. Maybe I'll tell my sister. My sister knows nothing about wrestling. I don't even have a sister. But like, maybe I'll tell but like, I'm just playing. I'm not messy. Maybe I know something, but I won't tell it.
That's fair.
Good. I'm glad you two covered that because I'm totally out of my element. I have no idea what's going on.
That is hilarious.
Like, I don't know. What'd you say? Nene Leakes? I don't know who that is.
Yeah, it's because of the fact checker that I know what I know.
No idea.
That's very fair. That's very fair. She is
No, it did meet
one of
Phaedra
the
once.
housewives.
That was interesting. Yeah.
I am
Yes.
excited though. I usually lay in bed and scroll on TikTok, so I'm excited for that now to start popping up on my TikTok feed. So I appreciate you guys.
You are going to be like, oh, who is Neelix?
Yeah,
And you are going to be taken through there with that lady. She's hilarious.
perfect. So
Sorry, podcast Dad. Real quick, Pris Wrestling wants to know if Angelo is down to wrestle Ilja Dragunov.
I'm trying to wrestle anybody.
Good answer.
you heard
Great
it.
answer.
Looks like we just booked a
I
match.
hold the keys. I hold the keys.
Yes, you do. Yeah. Well, see, and again, thank you for bringing the title on. We love seeing championships and having champions on the Wrestling Junkies podcast.
Yes.
Angelo, if we have you back here at the table a year from now, what are you hoping to have accomplished, and what are you hoping that you are introducing yourself as?
Honestly, I am hoping to have accomplished more things on my list. I'm not going to give too much away of like the actual points, but like I think generally one thing I want to have accomplished is just like enjoying myself at every turn of this, even at the points where it's slower, even at the points where I'm beginning to have those feelings of maybe I don't want to do this anymore. I want to enjoy myself at every part of this a year from now. I want to do it tomorrow. I want to do it in a week, I other than that, like, a more full schedule would be nice. You know what I'm saying? Like the more things that are more like vanity, like would be great. I would love to be, Blitzkrieg Bedlam champion. I would love to be a champion over at BST. I would love to be tag champions with Quasi over at Angelo over at ETU. Like I would love to be a champion. I think that it's the ultimate sign of like, yeah, like I'm here. I'm a bad bitch. I'm gonna walk into the room and show you exactly why I belong here. But other than that, I just want to continue to grow, continue to have fun, continue to grow as a wrestler, as a performer, as a human, as a friend, as a person, like all of that. And as far as being introduced, maybe I'll be introduced as the Diamond Demon, but like it'll be like really the Diamond Demon at that.
Yeah.
I think you started something
That's
here.
okay. That's okay. That's you know what? Nothing can go wrong when it's live. If anything, we've helped with the heel turn down the line, and we're just Nostradamus in this bitch. Diamond Dragon Angelo Carter, thank you so much for joining us. Before we let you go, what do you have coming up next? Where can everybody find you on social media?
Coming up next, I have a pretty actually full September. I've got some shows that haven't been announced yet, so I'm gonna wait for those graphics to come out. But I put it on a fan. Oh, you know what? If we'll talk. Hashtag we'll talk. Exactly, we'll talk. I've got Retro World coming up. Blitzkrieg Pro every year does the Retro World convention. Video game nerds. I love video games. I love superheroes.
Love it.
And I love wrestling in front of those guys. So those are always fun. That's coming up September 12th. I've got BST. The next show is coming up September 26th, which just so happens to be my 29th birthday.
Nice.
Happy birthday.
And then Blitzkrieg Pro, of course. I will be back at Pro Wrestling Grind very soon, as well as ETU, all my spots. Like, you can find me everywhere. If you throw a rock, you'll find 3 shows that I'm at least.
Perfect.
So I'm around.
Angelo, real quick before we let you go, Mr. Cincinnati, he said it, so I got to throw it out there.
Yeah.
Favorite video game console, and then favorite superhero. Sorry, I just need to know.
That's of course no.
Spider-Man.
Okay.
Is my favorite superhero. One of the other things I inherited from my dad. Love Spider-Man.
Nice.
Always have. And my favorite console, genuinely, is the PS3.
Okay.
PS3, PS4. Like I'm a Sony guy. I've always been a Sony guy. But like PS3, PS4, I like really grew up on the PS2, PS3 era, But like there's something about the PS3, and I had a PS3 that could play PS2 games as well. I had one of the older ones. So like I was able to play my old PS2 games, but also play my PS3 game. So like I had the best of both worlds. But like I would say that run from 2 to 4 is like I couldn't really pick one.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a debate on another show at some point. I'm ready to have it.
Let's.
Yeah.
I love debates. I love to talk. Can't you tell?
Angelo, thank you so much for joining us once again. Shout out to Tiffany,
guys
Queen
for
of the
having
Indies,
me.
for the recommendation. I have a very good feeling this is not the last time that you're going to be on the Wrestling Junkies podcast. So, again, best of
We're gonna
luck,
have a time,
and
y'all.
we can't wait to run it back.
Thank you guys so much. I really
course.
had such a great time, and enjoy the rest of your show.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Diamond Dragon, Angelo Carter. I that was a blast.
What half that conversation was.
That's
You started talking about Bravo. I'm like, oh, like I got like. So here's the thing.
Again, it's the fact checker. I'm
gonna vamp for a minute. I'm gonna vamp.
Okay, please do.
When you were talking about Bravo, I swear to God, I'm sitting here. I'm like, what wrestling company is Bravo? And then it clicked. I was like, oh shit, he's talking about like the TV network.
I thought you and Podcast Mom were, or at least thought she watched some Bravo reality. I don't know why I thought that.
She might.
Yeah,
I don't know. Is RuPaul on Bravo?
I think maybe MTV now.
Oh, see.
I think something like that. Like
Well,
MTV doesn't play. I mean, they got a lot to fill now that Ridiculousness is canceled.
Well, thank God.
Yeah, I was more of a Tosh.0 guy myself, but
same.
Like it's
I love that show.
Yeah.
Oh, we're way off track.
That's okay.
Whoo! Oh my
Man.
God!
I was ready to talk about what a good Dynamite it was last night, and the final segment between Ospreay and Kenny, and the One Wing Angel through the table, and how disappointed I was that Jay White lost in the Continental Cup. But there is some respect between. I thought there was a handshake between them, but then the dogs get involved, and it's just okay. Here we are.
Ilja Dragunov is out or done with his contract with WWE. It has expired. They aren't letting him go. It has expired. So Ilja Dragunov is going to be in the Casino Gauntlet.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and should he win?
Why not?
If you want to give me Ilja Dragunov and Will Ospreay right off the bat,
yeah,
okay,
yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, this is always going to be the case when there are releases and the discourse about how bloated rosters are, because AEW has a bloated roster right now. They do. They do, but it's an issue. However, this could be a generational fumble here potentially. I mean, and we're talking, this is the same company that thought Adam Cole should be a manager. This is the same company that thought that Keith Lee needed a nickname and to do nothing more than just murk people. This one they will regret, I think. He's too fucking talented. And we never got the Gunther match on the main roster. Finn had just moved over to SmackDown. There were things that could they could have explored a heel turn.
Well, and take it with a grain of salt, obviously. But Brian Alvarez did report that something happened because the plan was to have him back on after SummerSlam. They were working actively on doing something, and Ilja is betting on himself. So if he goes to AEW right away, maybe we'll see. But he could go the route of what Barry Bronson did, like we just spoke about. I'm going to bet on myself. I'm going to go do what I want to do, and then I'll jump back in. But dude's 32 years old.
Literally everybody on the planet is going to be tripping over themselves to do something with him. I mean, Japan is still an option. Karen Noir is Progress Men's Champion right now. Go over to Rev Pro, mix it up with Jay Joshua a little bit. I threw out on Twitter Isaiah fucking Broner. Bear Bronson would be a great opponent for him too. There's so fucking many things that we could see. Tommy Davis, I'm hoping that he's on the men sooner than later. That would be a technical masterpiece.
You know what else he could do? Man. So what is his nickname? He's
Let's call him the Mad Dragon.
Yeah, the Mad Dragon. Thank you.
Yeah.
Could we get to a point, and this is me just hopefully. There's a star or there's a moon, whatever you wish upon, a star, right? There's a star right there that has me salivating that the Mad Dragon can somehow lure the American Dragon out for a big match. And it makes me tingle.
That's hot. Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, that's.
Can you
You
imagine?
need a cigarette after that one. Yeah.
Can you imagine, dude? Because Danielson said, like, yes, he's retired, but he would come out.
But not in that, like, not in the true sense. He's just kind of maybe, you know, if the right match every few years, why not? Yeah.
But dude, that would be like, I'm like shaking thinking about it. Like, that is,
I know.
That's super, super exciting. Ilja Dragunov and Samoa Joe.
Yeah. Now, this is an interesting question, Fernando, because yes, this would be a huge acquisition for AEW, but let's look at his positioning on the card. He was still relatively new to the main roster at this point in his contract because he'd spent a lot of time with NXT. So I don't think this would be the same as an Adam Cole or Samoa Joe, or even maybe a Tommaso Ciampa is probably the best comparison.
I would agree.
I think that's the best comparison. And the ceiling is extremely high for both guys, even at Ciampa's age. I mean, you shouldn't rule out an AEW World Title run for Ciampa. I don't. That's just me personally.
Yeah, there's another match, Ciampa and Ilja, in a good setting. Yes, that would be. Yeah, the sky's the limit, right? Like we do talk about a bloated roster, and it's like, okay, they don't need to sign everybody from WWE. There's apparently more coming, and are they going to sign all those people? Probably not. But like Ilja is one where it's like, yeah, we should probably sign him, right? Like, so he's too good not to be seen somewhere. He's got to go do it.
That is because, again, the emphasis on the more sports-oriented presentation of pro wrestling works in his favor.
Oh, so much.
Yeah.
Like, it's him and Claudio.
No. Let's. I love you, Fernando. No.
I would take him and Takeshita. That'd be fun too.
Okay, well, he doesn't need to join the family to do it with family. Enough of the Dominic Toretto rhetoric. Jesus.
Him and Doyle. Like, there's so much potential there. Him and
Brian Cage would be a lot of fun too, just because Cage has been leveling up big time there too. That'd be a fun one. Like, whenever Wardlow comes back eventually, I think we're talking about that one. Ilja and MJF. I just did that to fuck with you, dude. I just did that to fuck with you. Relax.
I'm not gonna let you. Him and Kevin Knight would be great. You know another one.
Dude, he'll fuck Darby up.
I was gonna say that. Him and Darby Allin would be something to watch.
Hack.
Yep. Daniel Garcia.
Mox. We didn't even get to Mox. Claudio. Put Ilja in the Death Riders.
That would be a good one. Yeah, there you go. Sheamus and Ilja join the Death Riders.
Gabe Kidd also, made his return last night on Dynamite. That'd be a lot of fun.
Jay White and Ilja.
Yeah. I don't see Ilja as a bang bang gang kind of guy.
Just wrestling.
I know. I'm fucking with you.
You need to stop doing that. Him and Andrade would be good too.
So easy. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, this
he'd fit right in. That's not the issue. It's just it is a bloated roster, and
this one just feels like a Ciampa one.
Natural fit.
Tommaso Ciampa was like, yeah, he's probably going to AEW. When Johnny Gargano eventually is going to get released, that's another one where that makes sense. The Machine Guns.
Talk about that.
That made sense. Like, it's a natural fit. I think it's there. And even if he wants to go do something else for a while too, like I said, Progress is right there. Rev Pro, like you said, like there's so many options for him that he can do whatever he wants. I just want to see him wrestle.
Yeah. No, I
go out there and wrestle.
It's what I mean. This is again. I think this will come back to be a just generational fumble. That's just me. But let's talk about the. We're hearing also next couple months. This could just be the tip of the iceberg with some additional releases. In fact, Check and I were talking about a few names we haven't seen on TV in a while. The Creeds come to mind because there's this talk of rejuvenating the tag team division. Rusev and Ethan Page being a team. We've got Takahashi and Shinsuke Nakamura coming in as a team and really trying to help reset that. But the fact that the Creed brothers are not in that conversation at all, you have to think the writing's on the wall for them, because it just the initial formation of American Made was great, and then they just disappeared. And they were too good of a tag team in NXT. I think they would be a great fit in TNA. When you got the system, you got the Righteous, the Hardys, Nemeths. I think that would be a fun spot for them. I think that that's a way that they can kind of get some of those reps in, still get some TV time, and there's still a partnership with WWE that they could take advantage of down the line. But that's just me. And then Kiana James is somebody who I also haven't seen on TV in a while, and this is all just me spitballing and throwing names out there. But I think she would also be great in TNA.
I think Kiana is, and I don't know if this means anything anymore, but I think she's pretty good friends with Charlotte. Like, I think that's kind of thing. So that could be, saving her as well. But
that would be amazing.
Well, it's got to come back first.
Here we go. Yeah.
A couple more that come to my mind. I'm just kind of scrolling here thinking. Bailey is obviously the big one, right? Like,
yeah.
I think we all assume she's leaving.
There's nothing, and it's more. There's nothing more for her to do. It's okay. She's done everything, and at this point, if they're not going to treat her like a Becky or a Charlotte as the top star that she should be, and that I think an AEW will cover her as, it's you've done everything.
Mercedes match just is right there.
Yes,
it's too.
Yeah,
like, you could have half the horsemen on another company. Like,
yeah.
That just goes.
I think that she stays away forever.
They are.
Yeah.
Do I
don't think she stays away forever. I don't think she does. I mean, I think that there's always a future. I think that there's down the line that inevitable Hall of Fame nod, and never say never. 5 years ago today, CM Punk came back to pro wrestling.
And you were not excited, and then you were.
I know. I'm looking at us now.
Two more that I'm. Obviously, we talked about Gargano, but two more that I'm kind of keeping an eye on is Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate.
I said the same thing to the fact checker.
Haven't seen them much, and haven't seen them much on AAA as of late either. And then one more for me, which another one what I think would be a generational fumble is Jordan Grace.
Y'all tripped over yourself, Steiner.
Yep.
Like the same way that they tripped over themselves for Stephanie Vaquer, too. Mm-hmm. And Jordan had wrestled on WWE television before Stephanie had, and they just decided, well, we don't want her to sign with AEW.
That's one where I'm like,
yeah.
I almost hope that, and I obviously don't want anybody to lose their job, right? But
yeah,
I kind of hope that she's there and she would be a boost to that women's division.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, we're not advocating for people to lose their job like that. We'd be assholes for doing that. That's not us. But we know how good she is, and we know that if the situation were to occur that she's no longer with WWE, I mean, yeah, she could go back to TNA, but she had done everything that there was to do there already anyway. AEW would be great, and then also just if you want to run the Indies with Gresham the way the Bear and Gabby are, fucking do it.
Yeah. Because again, there is still that Tony Storm size void that they're missing, and it doesn't. I'm trying to see if I can see anything, but it doesn't seem like she's going to be back for the rest of 2026. So
no. And the thing, I mean, I know we're still talking the Tony Storm size void. I don't. Just because it's given me deja vu of Deonna Purrazzo and what we thought was going to be the just game changer that she was going to be for that company in the women's division, and it's just not what we thought.
She's
that
still
it would
well
be.
Ring of Honor.
Sucks. She is. But I mean, I think that we thought she would have at least one world title under her belt already.
Yeah,
at least one.
Yeah.
Because you see the variety of the names that have had an opportunity to run with the title over the last 12 months. Like she could have easily been in that conversation.
Yeah, it'd be a good addition, right? And there's a few on the AEW side too that I'm thinking about that maybe go away, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Dom leaves.
No, he's a made man there. He's the son of a Hall of Famer who is just
Yeah, I don't think
ageless.
he
Like
lives.
it's this I keep and I
Maybe
know
an
fact check
extended leave of
I know
absence or
podcast that
something,
doesn't want to
but
hear it.
I don't see him.
It's just again, it's not great right now, and whether it's creative or the canon of, again, he was cursed on TV, and maybe that's just me with a tinfoil hat on, but yeah, they know not to let him go. And I can't imagine that he'd want to leave anyway. I mean, he's at this point only ever wrestled in WWE. That's the system that he knows. And, despite the slump right now, the ceiling is still so much higher for him in WWE.
I agree. No, 100% agree. Some of the names, though, on the AEW side that come up for me right away, to maybe make some room, right, for some of these names that we're talking about, like Max Caster comes to mind. Like, he's like top of my mind. I think he would do great in NXT.
I thought I had heard that his contract may be up sometime this year as well. That I could see that for sure.
I can definitely see that. And again, not advocating for anybody to lose their job, right? Like, it's not what we want to do here. But
not every wrestler is meant for every wrestling promotion.
Yeah, there's two companies right now, and it's working. Right?
Yeah.
Like it's working. Another one for me that immediately came up to mind too was Hook.
Yeah.
We've heard rumors about it, right? Like if he becomes available, WWE probably pounce on it. Like,
why not? No.
And that's okay, right? All of this is okay. Yeah. We've seen, as of recent.
Anna Jay is another name that has come up as well.
Yeah,
that
sure.
I think should be great fit in NXT too. Yeah.
Megan Bain. Like, I don't know what her contract is, but WWE would trip all over themselves to go get her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But like, that's the beauty of having two companies now, man. It really is like, okay, like Big Cass, it just came back, and that's really cool. Like, Andrade has flip-flopped 4 times.
Yeah.
And
Persephone is another name that, I mean, I don't know. Yes. We don't know what her contract status is, but you have to think that they'll probably have a look.
Yeah, 100%. But that's the good thing about having these two major companies. And say what you want to say about AEW. They're a major company. Like, they're on television. They have a TV deal. Like, they do pay-per-views. They make a lot of money. So it's good to see we have the two promotions. And it's also really good to see that the indies are as strong as they are, that
they are.
Even if the names that we're talking about just want to go do indies, they will do great on the indies.
Yeah.
So it's an exciting time in wrestling because it's getting released.
Yeah.
As we have now seen multiple people do it at this point, that getting released doesn't mean it's over. Like, it just means you can go out and recreate yourself.
Yeah, because who's to say that Ilja doesn't have a Drew McIntyre-esque time away that they're like, okay, well, we can't deny him now. We have to bring him back. Like, that's all. Again, he's 32.
Yeah, and if he wants to do it, like,
that's
what I'm saying. Like, if he goes there and recreates himself, another great example of that is Moxley. We would not have John Moxley if he didn't leave and went and was able to recreate himself. And it's been great. Like, two companies is good. I don't care what you say. If you don't like it, tribalism, go touch grass.
Yeah.
As one of my wise friends would say.
Yeah.
Thank
you guys for...
say that. You're my wise friend. You say that. Take the compliment. Say thank you.
Thank you.
God.
Thank you.
I know what that means.
Sure. NXT, maybe. Yeah.
No.
No. Swerve is right where he should be. He doesn't need to go back either. This is AEW.
Wardlow doesn't go to WWE.
What's that?
Wardlow doesn't need to go to WWE.
He kind of just needs to show up on TV or in a ring somewhere.
Please. Hey, there's a table back there. Wardlow, pull up a seat.
Pull up a seat. I'd love to hang out with you.
Yeah. Hey, follow us on all the socials. X, TikTok, Buzzer. I'm trying to remember them all. Again, I'm going to get through this. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. Subscribe to that YouTube channel, folks. Look at that table back there. Don't you want to sit there? Official Turnbuckle as well. Give them a follow on all platforms. Bodyslam.net. I guess that would be the website.
Well, that's the actual URL, but
Yes, Bodyslam.net. Follow them on all the socials. The Scrap News, follow them. And then follow the Wrestling Junkies on Hot Tag, as well as scanning that QR code to get some beautiful merchandise. How do you do that?
What?
That was a lot.
I know it's kind of
felt like I was at I was getting the 6 o'clock news or something. Like I'm just going. I'm reading off the teleprompter.
But remember you just said this the other day. 3 years ago, we didn't have that much to kind of doing these intros.
Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
What can I say?
You can say go Birds. Have a great weekend.
Jaden Daniels, please don't sue because we're using the number 5. That's gonna do it for us tonight. We'll be back Monday.
No, we didn't.
It's episode 555.
It is episode 550 blank. Thank you. I don't want to get sued.
And yes, you're correct. Yeah.
Yes. He
shot himself in the foot and he knows it. That is going to do it for us. Jaden Daniels. That's a PR nightmare. That was an unnecessary PR nightmare. Hey,
it's perfect because it's in the Eagles division, so let that be a distraction. Go Birds, go Birds, go Birds, go Birds.
Who day? We'll be back on Monday and come hang out. Podcast Dad, good to see you. Another great week. Thank you to all of our incredible guests that joined us this week. Thank you for everybody that tuned in. That's the Podcast Dad. I'm Mr. Cincinnati. This has been the Wrestling Junkies Podcast. And until Monday, enjoy those grabs.